Is it the right decision for the Jets to move on from Aaron Rodgers?
Hey, listen, I don't know who else they're going to bring in. I thought this would have been a great transitional quarterback to usher you into the future, maybe get a young guy, but, you know, maybe they got other plans. You know, sometimes coaches and GMs come in and they want to make their own staple on the team. And I've seen this as a player when we get a new coach or a new general manager, the first thing they do is like, there's going to be some action going on around here. So we're gonna cut this grass and put something else on it so it can grow back. So although I would have liked to see him at least give it one more year, you hate to see a great to go out like that. But, you know, coaches want to put their stamp on the team their way and out with the old, in with the new.
You know it's over, right? It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
I'm not even sure if I see Aaron even playing anywhere else, maybe the Raiders.
And I know you've been praying on it because you really thought that I was going to have to walk. I tried to tell you.
You had some Jordan Schultz insider info on that one.
No, what I have is the smarts to know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And I understand how coaches and front office people, look, if Aaron Rodgers had a 12 games like he played the last 3-4 games, then I would tell you he'll be back for a year.
Yeah.
But he's given us nothing in 2 seasons, and one of them he was hurt, to even give us a notion that somebody would want him back. Now you take that and you put that on top of everything else that Aaron Rodgers does and gets involved in the part. You know coaches don't want that. They don't want it. They want to come in, Paul, like you said, and put their stamp on it and say, I can win with a Tyrod Taylor. I can win with a Kirk Cousins.
Right.
I'm happy with a Justin Fields because I don't have to worry about somebody coming up to my office talking about what Aaron Rodgers is talking about in the damn locker room.
Right.
It's just, you know, it's just what it is. Now, will he play again? I don't know. I can't see where does he fit. The only place that opens up is will the Raiders and Pete Carroll want to deal with him, and Chip Kelly, do they want that as a bridge guy? Because there's no other teams. There's no other teams that make any sense.
Michael?
To answer your question, you know, to answer your question is we can answer that question. Is it the right move to move on from Aaron Rodgers? We won't know that till we see who you move in. Key just talked about it. Tyrod Taylor, he's a career backup. I'm not saying Tyrod Taylor can't play, but a lot of people have said that if he's a career backup, that he's not a starter because he's been a career backup. So now you're going to take a career backup and say, come on, be a starter in New York. We got it. And it's on your first time around. There was some opportunity here with Aaron Rodgers, okay? I understand that he brings a lot. And I understand that he commands a lot. And that means a lot of the media will be focused on him and giving Aaron Gillian a chance to do his job instead of having to constantly and consistently always be pointed to and pointed at if you're Aaron Glenn. I thought even bringing him back, and if it doesn't work out, Aaron Glenn sitting Aaron Rodgers, or either cutting Aaron Rodgers, gives him some more power, shows everybody else, I'm the man around here. I have to wait to see who you put in that position before I can say, is this the right move? Because if you give me some rookie, then I'm saying, no, that wasn't the right move, because now Aaron Glenn has to come in with the rookie and develop a culture of winning when you got that guy and you know you're going to be losing. That's a difficult task.
It doesn't matter, Michael, if I put the hammer down today or I put the hammer down in October. I got rid of Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't matter. And they ain't going to have no rookie anyway. They may draft a guy that's lower in the rounds, but I'm telling you, when you look at the veteran quarterbacks in a short period of time, that you're asking them to do certain things with a good defense in a running game, you can win a lot of football games that way.
With who?
With who? Tyrod Taylor.
You saying you win a lot of football games? Nobody never won a lot of football games with Tyrod Taylor before. So when you
Tyrod Taylor has been good, man, in this league.
but you said win a lot of football games.
Yeah.
He won't be playing NBA basketball in the NFL if we won a lot of football games. He don't bounce like that. He's been bouncing around, moving around.
We're not. We're not saying that he is the long-term answer.
Right.
We're saying that this is the answer to get him out of our locker room until we figure out who's available for us.
Okay, so that's your goal, is to get him out your locker room. My goal was to give Aaron Glenn an opportunity in his first year. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. An opportunity to win games and get your specialty, that defense going, and not having some young guy. We just talked about Nick Sirianni. We talked about what's his special sauce. Aaron Glenn's special sauce, we just saw it. With all them players hurt in Detroit, he still put up a great defense. He still put together a game plan that kept them in a game where they can do some winning. Now you got a quarterback who's turning that ball over, throwing it to the next team. Your defense is playing great.
But he only throwing it to the next team if I'm allowing him to. That's all I'm saying.
You can't keep him from throwing the whole game. I've never seen a game where anybody has such a game plan.
Yeah,
the quarterback never threw the football, and we won that football game.
But playmaker.
That way.
Well, I've been in one of those games before. Yeah, I've been in one of those where we threw the ball like 3 times. So,
yeah, that was a hard game.
Oh, my God. But I was the guy who had the only catch, so I was okay.
Who was the quarterback?
Chris Winkie.
That's what I'm talking about. You want to get Aaron Glenn, Chris Winkie?
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tyrod Taylor.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and Kirk Cousins is better than Chris Winkie. Stop. If they went out there and they got, if they went out and got Kirk Cousins, would that be good enough?
Can Kirk Cousins handle the New York crowd? New York media? Yeah, New York media.
Yeah,
well,
but
Aaron Rodgers couldn't handle the New York media.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers went in with a certain type of promise. Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, if they're retained, are brought in and Tyrod Taylor's retained,
Justin Fields,
it's not the same.
I think for me, it's about managing expectations. This is what you brought up. The expectations for Aaron Rodgers were unrealistic. Ridiculous. Super Bowl, AFC Championship game, playoffs, they're just ridiculous. The expectations need to be managed, 1. But 2, when you're talking about Aaron Rodgers, let's stop acting like this is Aaron Rodgers. It's not. He's a shell of himself.
Right.
And that's to be expected. He's 42 years old, 42 years old, came off of an Achilles injury. This shouldn't be all that surprising. So I would rather have somebody who can give me the same type of production even that Aaron did this year, which was nothing, but isn't constantly pointing fingers. As soon as something goes sideways, it's Aaron Glenn's fault. It's this person's fault. This person needs to get out of the locker room. If you're Tyrod Taylor, if you're Kirk Cousins, if you're Justin Fields, you're not walking around doing that. So there's an added element, and I understand he said he's not going to do that anymore, but why would you take that risk?
Right. But now you said...
Not for this kind of production.
You said somebody that can give you the same thing that he gives you in numbers and production. But it's not just the numbers and production you give me. It's also the few mistakes that you give me. I need fewer mistakes if I'm Aaron Glenn. I'm not talking about...
You know how many mistakes...
I need 300-yard games, passing games.
Coach.
But everybody... But what they tried to do with Aaron Rodgers and what Aaron Rodgers was trying to do with the Jets is show everybody he's still MVP Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Now, everybody knows that dude is in the grave.
So if he's in the grave, Michael, if he's in the grave, I don't want him.
I know.
I can get that from somebody else.
But his experience, of the game is what I'm pulling up out of that grave. I'm not trying to get his 300-yard passing. I'm just saying don't throw the ball to the other team and let me win with my defense.
I can tell that. I can tell that to TT. I can tell it to Kirk Cousins. I can tell it to Justin. Don't throw the ball to the other team.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
You just, you going to tell that to Jameis Winston?
I can tell that to him.
Everybody told him that, and nobody got that.
I told him.
Everybody told him that.
I don't know if
I told him.
This is the best example.
Right. That's exactly why I put him on the block.
But
that's why I put him on the block.
You don't think they told Aaron Rodgers not to get the ball to the other team?
No, I don't think. No, they didn't have enough power to tell him. And Aaron Rodgers still was.
Of course they going to tell him don't throw the ball to the other team.
Aaron Glenn can tell him. And if he don't listen, cut him.
He already doing that. They're already going to move on from
Where do you want to see Rodgers play?
Me?
That's a tough one.
Man, I don't want to see him play in the National Football League again. I want to see him play in Pebble Beach or Lake Tahoe. Go play golf.
Madden?
John Madden. Legend mode.
He doesn't need to play.
No.
You're not going to land on a team.
There's nowhere else I can really see.
You're not going to land on a team that is Super Bowl ready. This was your opportunity, your chance from when you moved on from Green Bay.
Yeah.
There's not another team out there that's Super Bowl ready.
Go to Miami.
You know, but it has
do
to
what?
be. I've always said he has to be somebody with an undeniable handle on his team. And the only person left, that's why when they were considering Bill Belichick, I said, oh, maybe he can stay around if Bill Belichick came, because that's an undeniable control on your team. Mike Tomlin, an undeniable control on his team. Can Aaron Rodgers go over to Pittsburgh since Russell Wilson may want to run back over with Pete Carroll?
You know, he's the type of personality that'll try Mike T.
Yeah, and then Mike T gonna try him and cut him.
But he the type of dude that will try Mike Tomlin and mess up what Mike T has built in Pittsburgh.
Right. I see. I hear what you're saying, but I just think Aaron Rodgers is a different dude now. He finally accepts he's no longer MVP.
You think so?
He just has to fit in the league. Yeah, when they're telling you you're no longer in our plans, you start getting that realization. Okay, that part of my life is over. He's not in control anymore. Is what I'm saying.
Are you willing? Don't look at me like that.
What?
Are you willing to do something? I don't know what it would be. If Aaron Rodgers plays and he says that I'm not the MVP Aaron Rodgers no more, I just want to be on the team. You think he really, in all honesty, you think Aaron Rodgers is really just going to be that guy?
Well, what do you mean be that guy? He's not going to say that to himself, but you know what's really happening. He said it to himself already. Listen, I'm ready to mentor. I'm willing to do anything. He became that guy. Nobody expected him to say that.
Yeah, if I'm getting ready to pick up another $50 million, then yeah, I'm gonna say what I need to say.
Right, but he didn't get the other $50 million.
Yeah, they not gonna let him bamboozle them.
So June 1st?
No, it won't be June 1st. It'll be more like March 15th.
No, but they're going to designate
June 1st, yeah.
So June 1st, so he can start working with teams. Now, I don't see anybody, if Pittsburgh's not taking him, I just don't see anyone else.
There's not a spot that makes sense.
Right.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.